If that's not Power 6 football, I don't know what is. I think we were ranked, 14, and Memphis was 20. I think both those teams are better than that. That was unbelievable football. Really proud of our team, of our student athletes, our coaches, and really proud of our conference. I think the American Athletic Conference is coming fast, and that was an awesome championship game. We've obviously announced that Scott has chosen to go back to his alma mater. A very difficult decision for him, obviously, as you saw some of the emotion here on the press conference following the game. But I can say I've been talking with Scott throughout the season, and he's been conflicted, and the reason he's been conflicted is because he sees how special a place this is. This is a unique opportunity that we have here to build a perennial top 25 athletic department, a perennial top 25 football program. That's the charge. The charge hasn't changed. We're still the fastest growing university and the fastest growing city in America with the best recruiting base. This place has more potential, I think, than any athletic department in the country. And now it's my job to prepare, as I have been. I think any good athletic director is proactive and prepared, and I can tell you I've been proactive and I'm prepared. I think we have the most attractive football opening in the nation right now, with a young roster, with a ton of talent. Obviously the #1 scoring offense in the country, with most of those student athletes returning for next year. And this is just a very desirable place to be. This football job was extremely attractive, and there was a ton of a demand 2 years ago coming off of 0-12. Now coming off of a 12-0, I'm expecting, or I already know, that there's even more interest and more demand. So I will meet with, I'm going to conduct a national search, and I'm going to meet with our team here shortly. I just spoke to the whole team, and right now they're voting on team reps that I'll meet with. Same thing I did the last time. I had to do that over video conference from Buffalo. But that's what I do for all of our coaching searches, meet with our team, hear from them. I want their input on what attributes they would look for in a leader. That helps me understand where their heads are at. And then obviously I'll introduce the new coach to them as well. So the search will start with our team and will end with our team. Our core values, our #1 core value, student athlete success, and we live by that. So they're our #1 priority. It's going to be fast search. We got the first year of the early signing date. That's important. Having a new direction for this program is important. But Scott and his staff are committed to this team through the bowl game. So we'll figure out what that means later this week and get into the details of that. But we kind of got two things happening. We're looking for a new coach for the new direction for 2018 and beyond, and for recruiting. But our current football staff and Scott are committed, as they should be, and they understand these kids deserve their commitment, because we got a really special opportunity to make this season even more historic by winning the New Year's Day bowl game that we're expecting to be invited to tomorrow. It does. We've got to figure out exactly how that plays out, but his mind is very focused on preparing this team, and this whole staff is preparing our team to compete in the bowl, and they're going to coach them in the bowl. There's nobody else that can do it. We can't bring in new coaches and expect us to be as competitive as we want to be. I'd rather keep our conversations to us, but he was very forthright with me throughout the season. And I started the conversation probably in early October, when we both realized we're a heck of a lot better than we should be in year 2, and I kind of figured there'd be some interest. You can't put a time frame on it, just because I'm not going to hire somebody until I get that right feeling. It could be days, it could be weeks. I don't think it'll be weeks, but it's got to get right, and we got to make sure. It's more complicated when it's not a rebuild, because you got to make sure you get the right person for this team. We got a lot of talent coming back, and it's not like we're rebooting and starting a new philosophy or a new brand of football. We got a pretty good team coming back. We got a chance to be really good next year, so that probably makes it a little more of a complex decision. So, a good one. The first thing that I'll do, and I'm fortunate to having grown up in this business and working hard my career to build a network. I have people that I can draw on to make sure that I know everything about our candidate pool's character, and I'm not going to bring somebody here that I have any questions about integrity or character. And the coaches that we've hired here are all extremely high character people. And we talk about winning football games and raising money and all the market-driven side of what we do, but at the end of the day, the most important thing we do is develop young men and women. And we develop them as people, as students, and as athletes. And you got to have a high character person to do that. Scott Frost exudes that character, and our new football coach will as well. So that's the number one characteristic. So we're gonna work on the details on what happens on game day of the bowl game. But Troy will be. Scott is going to not be in the state for some of this time period, obviously. So the team needs a leader day to day, and that'll be Troy Walters. And we'll figure out exactly how the day of the bowl game unfolds. But Scott is committed to do whatever the right thing to do is to give us the best chance to win the bowl game. I wanted whatever give us the best chance to win the game, and I think that we'll still figure out what that means again for game day. But certainly the staff that's preparing this team for the 12 games that we've won probably know what they're doing to prepare them for the 13th game. And I felt like that was the right thing to do. A new coach coming in is going to be focused on building their staff and obviously recruiting. I have gotten interest from non-conference Power 6 coaches, yes.
Great.
I don't think it's about bigger school. I think it's about alma mater. This place is really unique, as I said before, and Scott understands that. It was very hard for him to walk away from this. The opportunity that he had here, and I don't think it had anything to do with the size of Nebraska's budget or the conference they're in. I think it had everything to do with it was his alma mater. This is the first year of us kind of getting going at a high level. We expect to be pretty good at football every year. I don't think he went on to something bigger and better. I think he went back to his alma mater, and I think we have a whole lot of competitive advantages in every sport, but especially in football. We're going to win a lot of football games around here, and at some point, we're going to get the respect that we deserve in the national rankings. And I'll leave it at that.
Danny.
I don't know. I guess Scott would have to answer that question, but I think it was probably more about the ability to say no to something that's been a part of his life, his whole life, versus maybe being excited about leaving here. But it's hard to identify that. You're in the middle of the season, you're preparing for every game, and it's hard to know exactly when he made that decision. But what you saw in the press conference is real. It's a very difficult decision for him, and something that we talked about for weeks. I had no idea that Nebraska was going to fire their AD because they lost to Northern Illinois. I had no idea that we were going to be as good as we are in year two. But at the end of the day, I was hiring the best coach. I know I wanted that brand of football here, and it's obviously working with the speed and talent in Florida. I thought that we could differentiate ourselves and get nationally really good, and that's what we've done, and that's what we want to continue to sustain. And so that brand of football with the right person to do that, that's where I arrived with Scott Frost, and that's how I'll come up with the next decision as well. Not a prerequisite for the head coaching job, but I think I know we've subscribed to this brand of football, and I think it's a brand that it's innovative. That's what UCF is as a university. We're innovative. We're forward thinking. It's exciting to watch. It's fun for our kids to play. I know most high school kids in the state of Florida already run it in high school, and they like it too. So we're going to continue to play this way. But whether the head coach has an offensive background or a defensive background, I don't want to kind of box myself in terms of, I don't want to limit the search that way necessarily.